everyone? Welcome to the first ever episode 0 of the Untitled Video Game Podcast. No,
Tentative.
no, we're not trying to be edgy and cool. It's just we literally don't have a title yet.
Yeah. We'll think of one
Yeah.
at some point in time.
Yep. So the plan is to possibly do every episode live. Just kind of depends on like our personal schedules, and then hopefully trying to record every Sunday, and then getting the podcast on like an RSS feed on Monday at some point.
Yeah. I feel like Sunday's a good time too because all the gaming news comes out during the week. We can record on Sunday and then be behind the following week. So
yeah, it'll be
pretty good. Yeah.
So yeah, we're just kind of go over like a rough format we kind of been creating over the past week, and some stuff might change. Just depends on like what we like and what we feel.
Yeah.
And maybe at some point possibly getting like a guest or something. That'd be pretty cool. Because I actually did download the app we use, the Zoom app, and you can do it right on your phone, so you don't need anything super fancy if someone wants to come and join.
Yeah, it's super easy to download and get working. It took like 2 minutes. So
yeah, it's super. It was actually really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, my name is Harrison. I'm one of the hosts of the show. With my brother Nick. It's actually his birthday today. Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Nick. I'm the brother of Harrison, who you just just met. And it is my birthday today, as Harrison just said. So we're gonna be hosting the show, and I guess talk about gaming news and kind of what we've been playing this week. I don't know what else. Maybe some questions from.
Yeah. I would definitely love to at some point do like each topic we do. We'll probably pick like a topic of the week or something, just something that we personally want to talk about or whatever, and then we'll get like if you guys want to comment and say whatever your favorite thing is or whatever, if you want to pitch in on the topic. But so we'll start going over the format. So every So we'll start off with just going over what we've been playing throughout the week, and I guess we'll go ahead and start with that. So Nick, if you want to kind of talk about some of the stuff you've been playing.
Yeah. So the thing that's most clearly on my mind right now, because I just played it 30 minutes ago, is Luigi's Mansion 3.
Sweet.
I don't know if you played that, Harrison, but
No, I have not. I really want to pick it up.
Man, so I'm on the last floor right now. So in total there's I think 17 floors to the game. I'm on the very last one, and man, it has just been such a fun game. There's just a lot of like character to it, and Luigi has such amazing expressions. I don't know why that's fun, but it is. Like there's just so much. I don't know. I know it's kind of but there's a lot of charm to the game.
Yeah, I've definitely like so it's more like the second one then, where it's kind of like the little bite-sized levels.
Kind of, but also it's kind of like the first one too, because it's not like mission 1, mission 2, mission 3 like Dark Moon was.
Gotcha. Because that's what I liked about 1 the most. It was like a big mansion, whatever, and you kind of went through. You unlocked upgrades and stuff to get into locked rooms, and then the second one I really enjoyed, but it was kind of more of that bite size. Like here's the level. And here's the next level. It's not kind of interconnected, almost like
it was.
You would expect.
Very geared towards handheld, I think.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
That handheld structure, kind of like play for 15 minutes, do a mission.
Yeah.
And I don't think I played the first one. I know you did, but I don't think I. Yeah. I know you loved it, and I don't think I played through the first one in its entirety, but I played a lot of the second one. I don't think I finished it because it got kind of bored with the mission structure, but with 3 it's like every floor is different, but you can also go back and find like all these unlockables, these gems that like at the end of the day don't really add anything to the game in terms of like what you're unlocking, like and what like abilities you're unlocking, but it's just something to do, something to find throughout the game. And I found that like if you're just messing around, you kind of end up finding something. And there's always like, I don't know, there's always something to do in the game. Like you're always sucking up something in the room,
Cool.
and the rooms are always filled with stuff to do. So I've loved it so far. I thought it was a pretty great game, like overall. But so I've been playing that, and I've also been playing Ring Fit Adventure.
So how was that? I saw they kind of announced that thing out of nowhere, and I don't know. It's like every generation, Nintendo always like creates some sort of weird like exercise thing.
Yeah. So,
but it seems like it's pretty fun. I mean, it's got like a story mode and all that good stuff.
Yeah, the initial, I guess, reveal video of the game was super weird. Like the two hosts of the video kind of seemed like murderers, to say the least. Like they were like very like robotic almost.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was super creepy. But the actual game itself is really fun. And
Cool.
so I'll wake up at 6:30 or 6 a.m. and play it for 30 minutes or an hour, and you kind of go along, and there's different portions of the game. There's like a running portion where you run and you kind of either press in on the ring con equipment, which is just like a yoga ring, a Pilates ring, or you expand it to suck in on items. So you can get all these items as you're running along, or you can push in to break these boxes and get items. And that's part of it. And then you fight these enemies, and you have your choice of like 6 different attacks you can use, which are just different workout routines pretty much. So you can do like a plank, or do like a kind of overhead shoulder press type thing.
Yeah.
And as you level up, you unlock new abilities, which are new exercises. So it makes it kind of fun to unlock these new exercises, which in your everyday life would be really boring to do, because you're like, oh, this is just like another exercise that I have to do. It's like, oh, this is cool. I unlocked a new exercise. So like instead of doing regular squats, which you have in the beginning, I've unlocked like the wide squats, which do extra damage against enemies, and are also kind of a little bit harder. They work different parts of your body. They work like they're like abductors instead of just working your I don't know body terms, but
yeah,
they work different parts of your body. And it's been really fun. It's made me want to wake up in the morning, because normally I wake up and like drive to the gym, and this is kind of a substitute for that, where I can just wake up and come to my living room, roll out a yoga mat, and kind of get going. And it really does. It works up a sweat. Like it's like it really gets your heart racing. I think it's great.
Did it come with the yoga mat, or did you just have one?
No. So it didn't come with a yoga mat, but I really think if you get the game, you should have a yoga mat, or at least like carpet, because I'm on hardwood floors.
Yeah.
So if you're doing planks or doing anything where you're kind of sitting down,
yeah, it'll start to hurt after a while.
Yeah.
I do sit-ups, and after like 30, it starts to hurt, and I stop.
Yeah. So I recommend a yoga mat if you're on hardwood floors. But no, it's been super fun. It's been something I look forward to every day. I mean, the RPG elements aren't anything extravagant like you'd expect with like The Witcher or any other game, but I mean, it does the job. Like different attacks will have advantages against different colored enemies. Like a yellow enemy will be vulnerable to like ab exercises, and then a blue enemy will be vulnerable to leg exercises. And yeah, it's really cool.
It sounds like they put a lot of thought into it and stuff.
No, they did. And there's a lot of worlds that you can go through. So it's going to take a long time for me to finish the game, because you're supposed to play it in like 30 minutes to an hour increment every day.
Gotcha.
And there's also like a new game plus once you finish that, just to keep on going. So there's a lot to do. Like there's not really an end game in sight, which is cool.
So I know it comes with like the weird like Pilates wheel thing. Yes. And then it comes with like a strap that goes onto your leg as well.
Yeah, so the strap on your leg is mostly used for your running, which you can do. And you can also change it to silent mode if you're on like an apartment floor. Like I'm in the 11th floor, so I use silent mode, which is just pretty much tiny squats instead of running, which makes it a lot more quiet.
That's pretty smart that they like thought about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I started out running, and I was just like, man, I feel bad because I feel like I'm making a lot of noise downstairs.
Yeah.
So I changed it to the silent mode, and I was like, all right, this is cool. This is a good idea that they implemented.
Yeah. That definitely sounds. And how much? It's what, 60, 70 bucks, 80?
It's $80. I think by Black Friday it'll go on sale. Probably around $60.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, it's like super cool. Like I've loved. I don't know if it's a complete replacement for like any gym exercises that you do, but it's definitely good cardio.
It's probably cool. I mean, it's definitely cardio, yeah, for sure. And then it probably is nice to have it like for the wintertime. You know, if you don't want to go out and run when it's like 30 degrees, or if it's raining or something, it's probably a pretty solid replacement for those certain situations.
Yeah, because it's gonna get cold up where I am in the winter, and I'm gonna be wanting to whip this bad boy out and use it.
Cool. Well, go ahead and tell me about I've already played it, but tell me about the Switcher.
The Switcher. Okay.
How is it? Because the regular Xbox, PlayStation, I mean, it's one of the greatest like RPGs I've personally ever played. I never actually beat it. I ended up getting stuck where a lot of people kind of fell off. I've been always wanting to go back, but it's definitely a big game. There's a lot to it.
So I played it on Xbox as well, and I can't exactly remember where I fell off, but I know it was after. I think it was on like once you're going to the third place. I can't remember what that place is.
Skellige?
I think it's the one after. Yeah, I think it's one after Velen.
Maybe it's Velen, because I think I got to the point where I was supposed to go on the ship, and I never got on the ship.
Okay, I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
But I know I've gotten farther than I did on Xbox on the Switch, and it's a little muddier.
Of course.
It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look as great, but I've played mostly on handheld.
Okay.
And from what I've seen, like obviously it tries to push 30 FPS, and it doesn't always do it, especially when you're fighting 6 schools at a time, 5 schools at a time.
Yeah.
It's going to be around the 20 to mid 20, but like ultimately it hasn't really affected my experience much. Like all the cutscenes look great, the environment looks great. Like obviously the trees and the forestry looks a little worse because I know that's what they significantly cut back on.
Oh yeah.
But it still holds up, and I've been loving what I've played. Like obviously, I know people have heard this everywhere, but the story is absolutely amazing, and the side quests are pretty much even better than the story.
Yeah, I spent so much time on it. It depends on the games, but most of the time, if it's an RPG, I'll just mainline the story and then go back. But it's just one of those games where you get like a new, kind of like the Outer Worlds in a sense, which we'll talk about in a second. It's all the side quests are like super interesting.
Yeah.
So it's cool to like play a RPG where, cause a lot of RPGs, you have a ton of side quests and they're all just kind of garbage and fetchy quests and all that stuff.
Kind of like one-off quests or one-off quests. Yeah. So. No, but I've really liked it. I can't remember where I've gotten to. I think it was to the point where I found Triss.
Okay.
And
can't remember if I don't know.
Yeah. So long. I did like a quest for her. But yeah, no, it's been super fun. And I kind of took a break from it to do Luigi's Mansion and Ring Fit Adventure as well. But definitely going to come back to it. I want to finish it because I didn't finish it on Xbox, and I want to come back and finish it at some point.
Yeah.
It's a long game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I briefly mentioned Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
So I downloaded it. You have the Game Pass, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So if anybody has an Xbox and doesn't have Game Pass at this point, get it. Because between like
totally worth it.
Gears and Outer Worlds, and there's a ton of games. Like there's a game After Party I want to play. I mean, there's just so much, just awesome stuff. And then you got Halo coming out next year, so there's just a lot of really great.
And you can play Halo now. You can play Halo 5.
Yeah, Halo. Any of the Halos.
Chief Collection. Yeah.
I think they're getting rid of. They should be adding the. What is it? Halo, Master Chief.
Reach.
Reach, yeah, they should be adding Reach to the Master Chief Collection just to get all the games on there. So that would be pretty cool.
So did they already add that to PC?
I know they're getting to release it on PC. I know it's been in beta. I don't know if it's coming to first to PC or not. I haven't really heard much about the Xbox version, but I mean I know it's coming, but it's just a matter of maybe the PC will get it first.
Yeah.
So
Reach was fun.
Yeah, Reach was really super cool. Like the multiplayer was awesome. Like the whole, like the how did it go? It was like it's kind of like a wave style game or whatever, and you'd like
I don't know, the firefight.
No, it was kind of like firefight, but like multiplayer. Like one side was Covenant, and they could roll and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I didn't know that started with Reach.
Yeah. Because that's when they.
I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, because that's when they added like because the bubble shield and stuff started in Halo 3, I believe.
Yeah.
And then I think they added on to it like jetpacks and it was a bunch of stuff. It was really cool. And then Halo 4, they kind of did the same thing. And I think Halo 5, they got rid of it and kind of went back to basics as far as. I know one option is you could sprint. Like that was like the special ability or whatever. 5? No, and like Reach, I think. And then Halo 5, they just added like the dash move or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I know in Halo 5 they had a lot of different things you do.
And I think they added sprint too. I can't remember.
And I know in Reach they had a sprint class.
Yeah. It was. I'm excited. Hopefully they have multiplayer. I mean, I think they will, but hopefully they have multiplayer because I definitely want to try it out again.
Yeah, that would be fun. I can only think of one map right now, like off the top of my head from Reach.
Yeah.
But
I can't even know. I can't. I don't know.
Yeah. Fun game.
But Outer Worlds. How far are you in it?
So without spoilers, I am.
Have you left the first planet?
I've left the first planet, but that's all I've done.
So that's I got to the ship and I launched into space, and then I think I saved it and turned it off.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen anything past that.
Yeah. But what a cool game. Are you liking it? Huh? I'm liking it. Like I never played New Vegas.
I played a little bit of it.
Yeah, I know because I remember you showed me the nuke in New Vegas.
Was there a nuke in? I think there was. I don't know if I did it though. I know because I did the one in Fallout 3.
You either played it or showed it to me, but that was super cool. And like Outer Worlds is just kind of like an awesome game. Like there's so much player choice in it, which I really like. And there's not like a clear like this is the good decision, this is the bad decision. Like I don't know what you did for like the big decision on that world. I don't know if we want to spoil what's happening.
Yeah, we'll spoil it here in a second. But yeah, I like the fact that it's still like one of those open world games like Fallout or Elder Scrolls, but it's kind of like a bite-sized chunk that it seems like it is right now. It's like you got the planet and there's a lot of stuff to do. You can explore a lot, but it's small. It doesn't take you forever to like go across the map. So it seems like it's really cool, and it's an Obsidian made it, and it's probably by far their like least buggy game. Like New Vegas it's a great game, but was super buggy. And what else did they make? I'm drawing a blank. What else they made a couple other RPGs. Well, I know they made KOTOR 2 back in the day. Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Oh, okay.
And they made something else. I can't remember. But yeah, it's definitely one of those games, one of those Fallout games, but in space, and it's pretty cool. Like all the armor.
It works well.
Yeah, the armor's cool. Like every side quest is like kind of it's like really interesting, and the writing is so funny. Like when you first like when you first go to that the first town or whatever, and you start to learn about Spacer's Choice, and you're like, this is kind of I don't know who's gonna follow this corporation. Like they're like if you find out that at some point like you have to pay for your own grave or something like over your lifetime because in Spatial Choices world like they own your body. They own the right to your own body.
And then they have that meat that you're eating. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, it's the fish.
The fish, yeah. It's not sardines, is it?
It's like Skeller something. But yeah, like everyone's dying of like this disease, but the only thing they're eating is fish. At some point, like your character's like, well, why don't you guys eat something different?
That's all we have. That's
it's like they can eat other things. That's just the only thing that they choose to eat.
Yeah.
And then when you meet the people that, so I guess we'll go into brief spoilers now for the first planet. But after you go meet the lady that left the town or whatever, she was able to grow her own crops. And she started growing crops, and she would go into town and steal the corpses and use their bodies as nutrients
like
to
soil.
So it's like super like creepy, but it's I don't know, they're growing their own vegetables, so I guess it works.
Yeah. So I guess we can get into like you want to get into like the choice that you make?
Yeah. We can go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a choice that is presented to you where you can either reroute the power back to the big city or to this little development that has been built from.
Because you need the power regulator, and you really don't care how you get it. You just
you need it for your ship.
Yeah.
And the people that are like in this little development, they had left the city because of I don't know how to describe it. They just didn't like how it was being run.
Yeah, and they rebelled against it and
they rebelled,
exiled themselves.
Yeah. But yeah, you get this choice of rerouting the power. And at first I was going to reroute the power to the smaller faction.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, F the big man.
Right, yeah.
I want to send it to people. But then you get to that decision point, and your comrade who had been with you since you got to the big city was like, I know what you're thinking, but you should reroute it to the bigger city.
Yeah.
And convince everyone to come back with you, like everyone from the smaller city. And I was like, well, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do that because that's a lot more people in this bigger city. And if I didn't know what the outcome would be if I rebelled against the big town,
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what I could do because like there were some people that I had talked to in there that I wanted to recruit, and there were kind of a lot of loose ends that I wanted to tie off. And I don't know if I could have done that with choosing the bigger town. So personally, I went with the big one. I don't know what you did.
So I actually, at first I sent the power to the smaller place, and then I went to go talk to the leader, and he said, he was pissed or whatever, and then he said, well, if you want your power regulator, you're going to have to fight your way through my men or something. And then they started shooting you. And I was like, and then I paused it, and I was like, you know what? I really don't like this choice. I went back because I had saved right before.
Yeah.
I did it, and then I sent the power to the big place. And then when you go talk to the lady, the smaller city, she hates you, whatever. And then you start trying to slowly convince the other people to come. And then you end up, I think she ends up saying she'll never come back to that town with the leader running it. So you have to convince him to step down, or you could kill him, or however you do it. So I was able to step down because I put a lot of points into like persuasion and stuff early on. So I got him to step down, and then she came over, and
yeah, that's what I did.
Yep.
Did you lie about the dead bodies being like the soil for
I think I did.
You did.
I think I did. I told him that she found a way to grow vegetables and stuff. And yeah, I think I did lie because I don't know if you would have left if you didn't. I don't know what would happen.
Yeah. But that was like it was such a like I honestly didn't know what to do before I had talked to like my partner who was with me.
Well, that's what I was at first because I was like, man, this town sucks. Like, screw this corporation. But then you start talking to the people and like your sidekick or whatever. So you're like, man, it's it's not their fault that they're living in this crummy life. Like, a lot of them are probably gonna die if you just shut the power to this bigger place. Right. So I think it was cool that it wasn't just like black and white as far as when I went to talk to the lady at the smaller city, her town or whatever, she immediately hated me. But then you could like kind of work your way back into her good graces as far as, getting her to be the leader because she deserved it because she figured out a way to, to sustain themselves without eating the salty fish stuff, whatever it is.
Saltoon, whatever.
Yeah, the saltoon. Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna try to kill me at first. Yeah. When I went down and talked to her, like near the power generator. Mm-hmm. But
I mean, I wonder if you could just straight up kill her, like.
I don't know if there's that dark of an option.
Yeah, because she's sitting right in front of the regulator, so you can't get it.
Yeah.
Until after you've completed her storyline. But yeah, I wonder if you just straight up shoot her. Like, I guess if you killed her, then the whole rest of the smaller city is gonna get killed.
Like go against you, yeah.
So I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting to check out. Yeah. By the way, if you hear like water running in the background, Kellen's gonna bath, and like the drain is right there, like right there. So it can be kind of loud. So I don't know.
I can't hear it on my end.
Okay, then you should. Yeah. Anything? So I'm still like playing a crap ton of Halo 5. Like I don't know.
Really?
I can't get enough of it, man. It's just so much fun.
Nice. So what's your loadout right now? Like what do you start with?
I mean, I've been playing a lot of SWAT here recently, and then as far as Slayer goes, I mean, as soon as I jump into the game, I whip out the pistol because that pistol is so like devastating.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it is unreal.
So yeah, I mean, they haven't really been adding much to the game. I mean, there's like packs you can purchase. So I've got a ton of like RP that I just spent on like packs and stuff, like for customization options and stuff. But I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure most of the updates are done with that game.
Oh yeah.
They're probably focusing everything on Halo Infinite.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for whenever they add Reach to the game. And I'll probably check that out. And then Gears of War, after I beat that, I kind of fell off the multiplayer. I might go back and play it at some point, but yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I've been playing. I haven't really gotten anything new recently. I've been playing a lot of. When one of my friends come over, we play a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball FighterZ?
Yeah. Nice. I keep thinking about like getting some more characters because that game is, God, it's so good. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've played it, but it's kind of like Marvel versus Capcom, like where you have like you pick 3 characters and then you can like switch them out.
Yeah,
it's an old game at this point, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
I am just unbelievably bad at any 2D side-scrolling fighter games. Oh, yeah, I bought it for the Switch on Black Friday last year.
Okay.
And I played it for a bit, but
yeah, I don't really mess with the online stuff because I'll give my butt cake. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really been playing too much. I mean,
did you ever finish Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening, I did. I'm on the last dungeon. I've gotten to the egg. Nice. I stopped at one point to do the color dungeon and got I think the red tunic maybe. Yeah. I know you can go back and get a blue one if you want it. So yeah, I still got to finish that, and I'll probably try and do get all the seashells and stuff. So that game was.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I remember playing it back in the day on the Game Boy Color or whatever.
Yeah.
And but it's super pretty. Like the whole like top down. It kind of looks like it's in like a little diorama.
Diorama, yeah.
But yeah, it's got a little like. I think the biggest criticism is the frame rate drops a lot, like when you're out in grass and stuff. But it wasn't so bad that I don't know. I feel like people are just.
It never really affected my experience.
I think just because it's a Nintendo game and it's Zelda, like they expect it to be perfect or whatever. But yeah. I really like it. Maybe not spending $60 for it.
I feel the same way.
Because that was a big criticism too. It was $60 when it could have been probably 30, but
it should have been 30 or 40.
Yeah, that was a little. And then the whole. I haven't even tried it yet, but their like version of like the Zelda Maker or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I heard it's just not anywhere near like the Mario. So I'm wondering if like they threw that in there to kind of give them like an idea if they actually ever did do like a Zelda Maker, because that would be really cool.
I think it'd be cool.
Maybe being able to have more design choices and stuff, because I think you just literally just pick tiles out of every dungeon and then throw them together. There's no you pick a room and then you add the stuff that you want to add.
It's like it's preset rooms.
Yeah, it's preset stuff.
Yeah.
But
so you had.
Go ahead.
All right. Okay. So I think like Link's Awakening was the first game that I played, like the first Zelda game that I ever played. I remember it being a lot more fun than it actually was, I think. So like I love the first few dungeons, like the first 5 or 6, but the last 2 or last 3, I guess, are super tedious. Like you're constantly going between floors and flipping switches and going back.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, like I was just so annoyed with having to flip a switch every 2 seconds. And I feel like there were a lot of changes that they could have made besides graphical changes to the game to make it a little bit more functional and a little bit more seamless. But
it was the first 4 or 5, like you're talking about. I was like, they weren't super hard, but they're just kind of straightforward and just a little puzzle too. But after the last like 3 or 4, like the switches, and then I think there's the one where you have to carry the ball through the level and throw it at the pillars and stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that one. I had to look up a guide for that one because I didn't know what to do.
Forgot. It doesn't really tell you what to do. Like you take the little beak on the owl. I think it says something about hitting something. I don't know, but
it's not very clear.
Yeah, it's not super clear.
Like just comparing that to like Luigi's Mansion, where I pretty much always knew like some semblance of what to do. Like I only had to look up a guide one time for one room, but everything else was like really clear. And Link's Awakening, it's just an old game.
Yeah, that's definitely.
But they did not that's how old games were. Like they weren't very clear.
Yeah,
but
it's
I wish they would have updated a little bit.
Yeah, clean up those couple levels or something.
Yeah.
But I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely a
good game,
a solid Zelda game, and I'm hoping they. I mean, I really hope they add. Just keep bringing up more games and stuff like remasters and
like Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
Yeah, Oracle of Ages, cool. Minish Cap. I think that's the only Zelda game I actually haven't played.
You've played Minish Cap?
No, I did. I think I played it on your game, but I only played like the first level or something.
Oh man, Minish Cap is great.
So if they updated those and then brought over like, I would love to see them bring over like Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time to the Switch. Because I mean, maybe up-res them a little bit. I don't know if they would put a ton of work into it, but
they would. I don't think they'd have to put a lot of work into them.
Yeah, because it already looked great on the 3DS.
Yeah.
But yeah, Majora's Mask, that's such a weird, cool game.
No, man. I loved replaying on, well, I guess it was really my first time playing it on the 3DS, but
yeah,
I loved it so much.
Yeah. Well, I remember playing it back in the day, and the part where you have to go get the eggs, I think, from the Gerudos.
Mm.
I don't think I could never do it for some reason. I don't know why. I guess my tiny 9-year-old fingers couldn't handle the pressure at the time. I don't know.
It's a lot of pressure, that game.
But yeah, but then, because I don't think I had the option where you could slow down time or whatever, or do like the song of slow time, whatever it was. I don't think I knew about that one at that point.
Yeah. That helps a lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of things in that game. Weird game. Weird Zelda game.
And I would like for them to try and redo the garbage that is Skyward Sword.
But only garbage because of your poo-poo for Wii motion controls.
So bad.
But I never, it was the only Zelda game that I played and never beat, so I can't really say much.
Yeah, but I think I played like the first 3 dungeons. I think I let one of my friends borrow it, and then I never got it back. So
I hope they beat it.
Probably not. I don't know. Anything else you've been playing or anything?
No, I don't think so. Besides Witcher 3, Luigi's Mansion, Ring Fit, Outer Worlds. I think I'm just waiting for Pokemon.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, that's the next
big one for Nintendo.
All right, so I guess at this point we'll jump into go ahead and jump into some news.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just go down the list of what we got here. So Microsoft's XO19 event is next week, or this week, 14th. I guess. I honestly forgot they had like some sort of show like this.
Yeah, I don't know if I watched their XO18 event last year.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. I know they announced a couple of things. Like I think they announced a couple of acquisitions of maybe 1 or 2 game studios. But
yeah, I know Obsidian was one of them.
Yeah, Obsidian was like the big one.
Yeah,
I don't know if they really announced too much stuff.
It was really just like additions to Game Pass. I know they announced Crackdown.
Yep.
Coming to Game Pass, and like subsequent Xbox first party titles were coming to Game Pass. But nothing too big besides like updates to existing games.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention too much to it. Do you think we get any more information on Project Scarlet, or do you think that's strictly E3 next year?
I see. Normally I would say no, but because they're behind in the current console war, I think they might announce some, either statistics or specs on Scarlet.
Yeah, we'll probably hear some specs. I don't know. I don't think we get a name yet.
Yeah, it might be like the Xbox One X initial reveal.
Yeah,
where they just talked about specs, but didn't reveal like the look of it or anything else.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the name of that official name is?
I don't know. Xbox 2, Xbox One 2. I don't know. They had such a stupid naming convention.
Well, they wanted it to be like this one thing you use for your cable and always online, and that kind of backfired.
And connect all the time. Yes, always connect.
I think the rumor is right now that it's going to be the Xbox Infinite to correlate with Halo, obviously Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
But I mean, Infinite's kind of a cool name. That's kind of like the catch-all box. Like you can do all this stuff with it. So I mean, I don't know. Or maybe they just call it the Xbox. I don't know. I don't think it'll be the Xbox 2.
Where would they go after Infinite though?
I don't know. Maybe there's.
Or would they just continuously update?
Maybe
the brand.
Yeah, well, I know Microsoft is leaning towards they want like a Microsoft or Xbox app. Because there's that announcement that they were that Switch was possibly gonna get like an Xbox app where you could play your Game Pass game stuff on Switch. So
that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool to have it kind of everywhere, or have it on your phone or whatever. That'd be cool.
And you're kind of like streaming it from the service, so you're not losing any like latency or.
Yeah, kind of like what Stadia is going to do or just trying to do.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. It kind of looks.
I don't have a lot of faith in Stadia, to be honest.
I don't. It's a weird thing because you're paying money every month to stream games.
But you have to buy the games.
But you have to buy the games outright. So it's kind of, I don't know.
You're buying them on
more like a Game Pass kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like you pay $15-$20 a month, and then you get, just a collection of games that could, very well, leave the queue, kind of like a Netflix style thing or Game Pass.
Yeah.
Games don't always stay unless they're like first party stuff. So they could,
right.
Make their own really cool like online shooter. Then you can, start adding value to that price. So
yeah, it's also tough because
weird thing.
You don't know how long the platform is going to last. So you're kind of investing monthly into a platform, and you're buying games for $60.
So it's like, what happens if they, this thing's a dud and they stop supporting it? Do you get these games forever?
It's like they don't transfer them to Steam.
Yeah, I mean that's a big. I think that's the biggest concern that most people have had with online games.
Yeah,
is what happens if Microsoft or Sony goes under. How do you access your games if they shut down the servers or whatever? So
yeah,
I don't know.
It could be a hit. I mean,
yeah,
for all we know, but I personally don't want to stream games every time I have to play. Or have to stream games every time I play.
That's a good thing about Game Pass and stuff, is you just download it. So that's cool. I mean, streaming could be cool. Like if you're on your phone or whatever, you don't have to drag around this big console, or whatever.
Right.
So I mean, there's value to it, but I don't know. We'll see
if it works or not.
Yeah. So the Pokemon National Dex cancellation thing, I don't really know much about this. Do you know?
So, have you heard about, like, I guess the announcement that not every single Pokemon is going to be in Pokemon Sword and Shield?
Yeah, which, I mean, personally for me, I don't really care, just because it's, I mean, there's over 800 now? Like, how much memory that requires them animating every single Pokemon and then adjusting them for
an HD console for the first time.
HD console. And plus, I mean, I kind of want to. There's a lot of Pokemon that I like and want to play with, but I kind of want to see what's new.
Yeah, you don't want Garbodor on your Sword and Shield, the garbage Pokemon.
I love that Pokemon.
Shut your mouth.
But I'm excited for it. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, it's going to be, I guess, is it the first one where you can't carry over literally everything?
Yeah, so that's why there's such a big problem, is it's the first game. You can't bring in Pokemon from your Pokemon bank to Sword and Shield, which people are super pissed about.
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually used it that much. Like that bank, there's just too much time invested into that.
I'm more of a play through the campaign and Elite Four, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
And then I don't buy the Ultra version or the Year 2 version of the game.
Yeah. I'll usually, mainline the stuff, do the Elite Four stuff, whatever. Then I'll go back and get all the legendary stuff. And then I might start trying to collect, but I've never actually collected everything in any of the games, so.
Right.
I don't know.
But there's been a lot of bad press with Sword and Shield, and like a part of me gets it because
I mean, I'd be pissed too. You got 20 years worth of stuff that you want to carry over.
Yeah.
I mean,
also, like, they're not iterating on the game as much as they should be for a company. Like, upgrading from Sun and Moon to Sword and Shield, going from a 3DS to a Switch, they should be upgrading quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of the what is it, Gigantum? What is it?
Gigantamax. Gigantamax.
Yeah, which I don't know.
Which is like evolution.
I think it's raids, right? Like you team up with your friends and online players. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. But again, I think it's just kind of one of those like gimmicky things where they have like the mega versions of stuff, and then they have like mega moves now. I don't know. I'd rather see them put out like just a friggin' Pokemon MMO.
Yeah.
And charge me $10 a month to play it. I don't know, something like that. Maybe not $10 a month, but something like bigger. They seem like they're starting to kind of do that with the big field that you can go through. Mm-hmm. But
like the wild area.
Yeah, but it's not. Can you see players in that area too? I don't really know. I honestly haven't been following it too much. I just don't want to.
I don't think you can see players.
Okay.
I think you can. I think there are like raid areas, which are like beams coming down from the sky.
Yeah.
You can go to them and link up with other players.
That's cool.
And that's when you can battle.
That's cool.
Get it, Pokemon. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm like as excited as I am for any other Pokemon game, which is like medium excitement.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Like, I'll play the heck out of it when I got it. I'm not sitting here watching every single video and trying to tear apart. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't need to see every new Pokemon that they reveal in the videos. I just I know it's going to be fun and good. But I mean, has there been a bad Pokemon, like, main series Pokemon game? I don't think so.
I don't know. Like, personally, I think every Pokemon game is pretty much the same formula. Like, I'm going to do it every time, but
yeah,
I'm not going to complain too much. I know there's a lot of, like, quality of life improvements for this one. Like, you can access your, like, kind of bag of Pokemon. Like, so you have your 6 that are in your party, but you can access every one from any route that you're on. So you can just press start and access all those Pokemon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's a good improvement. I think they announced that pretty recently.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, either way, I'm excited for it. Like you said, it's a medium excitement. I'll definitely play it, but
yeah.
But yeah.
There are people like us, and then there are the people that are complete diehard fans who are sending death threats to Nintendo and Game Freak. And like, I don't know if their launch event was canceled because of all the death threats and stuff that were sent out, but
that's crazy.
It might have been a reason why, like, even the review codes were lagged because of the leaking of the game. This is a whole bunch of mess going on with Sword and Shield. And I don't think it completely deserves it, but
no, it doesn't. It's just, I mean, people are passionate about Pokemon.
Yeah, so, people are passionate.
Let's see. Death Stranding. Have you picked that up yet, or plan on picking it up?
I haven't picked it up yet. I think I'm going to at some point. I've kind of been reading a lot about what it is. Like, I've watched all the trailers for it, and I'm interested in the vision of Hideo Kojima and, like, what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll like it. I've heard, like, very, very mixed reviews, like either like 10 out of 10s or 6 out of 10s.
Sitting on like a 86 or 87 like game rating, so it's reviewing well, but I don't know if it's. I mean, because when I saw that initial trailer, I was like, "This thing looks cool." Like, I mean, I've played one Metal Gear game, 5.
Yeah,
that game was super weird, but super fun. Like, the shooting was fun, the sneaking around was really cool. That's the first one I've ever played. So I've never really. I mean, I know of Hideo Kojima, and then obviously the PT thing he did a couple years ago, the Silent Hill, that he was trying to make, but then whenever him and Konami had that falling out.
He was making it with Norman.
Yeah, so I guess he went from that to Death Stranding, and the trailers and stuff look so cool. But I think a few months ago is the first time we've seen, like, gameplay. So this whole time I'm like, this looks cool, but what is this thing? Like, nobody knows what it is. And then all the videos I saw of it was just Norman Reedus running around this big green field. I'm like,
with a big backpack and
with a big giant backpack, and he falls and stuff falls out of it and stuff. Like, it just looks weird. I mean, it's a cool concept of, like, you having to travel through the United States, whatever, America, and you have to reconnect these points so you can, I guess, rebuild civilization.
Right. I hear it's a lot of it strings on, like, a lot of different people playing it and kind of rebuilding together.
Yeah, it's definitely got that Dark Souls kind of vibe where you see other players' stuff without actually seeing them, so you can see, someone that placed a ladder or something for you. So I'm super curious to try it. But I definitely wanted to wait. Maybe I'll even wait for Black Friday to see if it comes down or not. I don't know if it does. If it will.
I'll probably
still waiting on Walmart's Black Friday list.
Have you? I think has Target's come out? I think Target.
Yeah, Target's come out. I don't know if GameStop's come out yet. Target's got a lot of games for like Spider-Man. I think I'm gonna pick up. It's like $15.
Nice.
There's a couple other games that I want to. I think Control is another one of those games where.
Oh yeah, I want to play Control.
Yeah, it's a Remedy game, so that thing looks really cool.
I loved Alan Wake.
Oh yeah, Alan Wake was super cool.
Yeah, I never played. What was Alan Wake? For Xbox.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Oh shoot, what was that game called? I don't know. I have to look it up. It's gonna bother me.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh God, I can't remember. It was like also a TV show, kind of in the video game.
Yeah, because they kind of did it with like. It was supposed to be with like Xbox. You know, back when they announced it, they were gonna do TV shows and all that stuff, and it was very weird. So I think that's what this game was out of. Quantum Break was what it was.
Quantum Break. Okay.
Yeah. So I never actually played that game because it didn't really review too well. So I was like, yeah, I'll just skip it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna pick up a couple things for Black Friday. Probably not getting any new controllers. I definitely do want the Elite Series 2. I know you have the original, but I definitely want to get that because, as far as I know, I believe every controller you own is going to be able to go on to next generation.
Yes. Yeah. That's what they said, right?
That's like the first time that's ever happened. So that's super cool. You don't have to.
I mean, they kind of made the perfect controller. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why split it again? You know, why make another controller when you've already kind of perfected it?
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the Elite. Like, I love the Elite. Has a lot of different options. Has like the 4 paddles in the back, which I never use. But you can use them for like Overwatch, Call of Duty, whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely like a really great decision. I think Sony's doing the same thing with their controllers.
Yeah, I mean, the DualShock 4 is good too.
Yeah, I mean it's a solid controller. So
yeah.
Let's see. We talked about Skate 4. So I guess they filed for trademark again last year.
Yeah, so I think their trademark ran out for Skate, and then they refiled it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're still going to make a Skate 4 or reboot the franchise, but it's still under their ownership.
Okay.
Which is a good.
They need to do something with that thing because like there's just no skateboarding games out anymore.
Yeah. Well, there is one coming out.
Like a good Tony Hawk game. Like I feel like there's a perfect world where those two games can coexist because you have an arcadey Tony Hawk game, and then you have the realistic Skate. So I don't know why they haven't. I mean, Tony Hawk kind of, I don't know, after a while, like I think after Project 8, I think that's the last one I played. And after that, they just got kind of.
Well, they did Ride and they did.
Yeah.
Shred with the boards.
What's the one that was on the Wii that you really liked, the downhill one?
That was Downhill Jam.
That was pretty cool.
It was fun. It was a bad game, but it was fun. I had a good time with it because I was still on like the high of getting the Wii.
Yeah.
Far Cry 3 on this game is on the Wii is good. It was so trash, but it was good.
What was the one game that you played on the Wii? It was like that shooter game with the aliens and stuff.
It starts with the C. Oh God, I can't remember what it's called. There's the Conduit, yeah.
Conduit. They made
and
two, right?
Conduit 2, yeah.
Okay. And then there was a Red Steel game or whatever, the sword.
Red Steel 2 was phenomenal.
Yeah. That's when they started using like the Wii Motion Plus and all that stuff.
Yeah. Red Steel 1 was just Wii Motion or just regular Wii remote.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh.
Yeah. There was some weird Wii game. I don't know. The Wii was such a weird thing.
Yeah, that's super weird.
You got on here the Nintendo Q3 financial stuff. Do you know all that information?
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So I have it up right now. If you want to guess, first week I'll have you guess the top 5 highest selling games with the Switch. I'll see if you can get them right.
Does this include downloads, like just downloads only?
Yeah, this is everything, like downloads, retail, everything to date. So no order, just guess top 5.
This is everything, not just this year?
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm sure Breath of the Wild is on there.
Yep.
Maybe Mario Maker is probably on there. Maybe.
No.
All right, so Breath of the Wild. It's probably something. Huh?
Think about it.
Probably Minecraft is on there.
No, this is just Nintendo.
Oh, just games. Nintendo first party stuff?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Probably definitely Mario.
Which Mario?
Odyssey.
Yep.
See what else is there? Other first party stuff.
2 big games you're missing.
2 big games I'm missing?
Yeah. Well, 3, I guess. But
I'm trying to think Splatoon 2 is probably on there.
It's on the list, but it's not top 5.
It's not top 5.
Number 6.
I'm trying to think of what games I'm missing.
Think of like.
I don't.
What came out late last year?
I don't even know.
What's a big fighting game?
Oh, Smash.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm missing like a really, really, really big one that everybody knows. If you already mentioned it, even the grandma would know it.
What, the other game?
Yeah.
I
guess there are 2 that a grandma would know, but.
Well, I know it's because when did Q3 in October?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
end of September.
So definitely Luigi's Mansion or Link's Awakening isn't on there. It's too soon.
They wouldn't be
already mentioned Splatoon.
It's like a Ridge Racer, but different.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Yeah. It's like Digimon, but different.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon Let's Go, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was a solid game.
One thing I thought was pretty interesting is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is at 19.01 million, and the top selling game on the 3DS is Mario Kart 7 at 18.47 million.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is the Switch in 2.5 years has a game that's like the highest selling compared to the 3DS, which has been out for 7 years.
Dang.
And then for reference, Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U was 8.44 million. So
is Zelda number 1? That's all time sold?
On Wii U?
Yeah, or no, on Switch.
No, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart is.
Zelda is number 4.
Oh, wow. Well, I think at one point, like when the Switch first came out, I think more copies of Zelda had been sold than the actual Switches got sold.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like if the Switch sold 3 million, Zelda sold like 3.5. So I guess people were just buying 2 copies. I don't know. Really don't know. But that's cool. I always forget about Mario Kart. That was a pretty solid game.
Game. I mean, I bought it
at
twice.
At this point, everything that was great on Wii U just ported over to Switch. Like I'm surprised they haven't done Pikmin yet. Like I feel like next year at E3 they might release or start talking about Pikmin 4 and then do like either a remaster of Pikmin 3 or like Pikmin 1, 2, and 3. That'd be pretty cool. Get people hyped for that. Same thing with Metroid. Like I'm surprised they haven't
done the trilogy.
Bringing the trilogy ever. I've never played them. So I would definitely want to try it.
3. I played Corruption.
I thought you played all. I'm pretty sure you played all. No, you played 3. Yeah,
played 3. I think they'll probably release it closer to Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like any sort of remake or something would be. I would definitely tie it into like a new game coming out to get people hyped, and so that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But all right. Any other news topics you could think of that you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Cool.
I think that's it for this.
All right. Well, let's we'll move on to the topic of the week then.
Okay. All right. Do you mind if we take a quick break and I run to the restroom?
What's going on, everybody? I appreciate everyone that's watching and listening to the show. It definitely means a lot to my brother and I. If you want to help support us, just give our video a like. Go ahead and give it a share, and we'll continue making some cool videos and doing our podcast. Plan is still every Sunday. Gonna record and then hopefully get it to your ears on Monday in audio form. But of course, you can also listen to live as well every Sunday. The time might change, but we'll try to get better at getting a specific time. But yeah, I just appreciate everyone watching and listening. And back to the show. All right, so yeah, every week we'll pick a topic, whatever that we want to discuss. It may relate to news or something that's been going on or a certain game that comes out, but we'll try to do like some sort of different topic every week. The first one we'll start with favorite game of all time. And if anybody that's watching or catches the show, you can always comment and let us know what your favorite game is and stuff. And if you ever have like a topic that you want to think that's the thing would be good for us to talk about, definitely feel free to comment and stuff and let us know.
Yeah.
So why don't you go first?
I'll go first. Okay.
Favorite game of all time.
Favorite game. Do you think you can guess my favorite game of all time?
I don't know, man. Maybe. I mean, we were talking about Skate earlier. I mean, I remember you were super into Skate.
Yeah. I'm super into Skate.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm trying to think of something that you played like. Oh, Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Is it the new one?
No. It's probably not Three Houses.
It's probably one of the GameCube ones, right? Or maybe
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. So it's Fire Emblem in the U.S., but that's actually Fire Emblem 7 in Japan. And it's the game that made me import a Japanese Fire Emblem from Japan on eBay.
Remember that.
And I looked up online the translation for all the names and all the items, and I wrote them down for I think it was Fire Emblem 6 that I ordered from Japan.
Yeah.
But Fire Emblem, I think Fire Emblem 7 is my favorite game of all time. I just remember playing it a whole lot, and it was one of the games where I was 2/3 of the way through the game, and only 3 of my lords were left. And for all of you who don't know about Fire Emblem, there's permadeath, which means your characters, like when they die in a battle, they'll die for the rest of the game. And at the time, like I was playing it, I was like 11 or 9 or 10, one of those ages. I didn't really understand the longevity of their deaths in the game. So I was on chapter, I think it was 17, where it was like a boat battle, and I had 3 of my lords left, which were the 3 main characters. And I was like, why can I not beat this level? And I realized I lost like 15 characters. Okay, this is how a strategy RPG works. Okay, yeah. I need to start over from the beginning and keep them alive this time.
Yeah, they're definitely really cool games. That's one of those games where like it benefits you, I think, to play it with permadeath, because I know they have like different variations where they can die and they'll be gone for like their whole level, but then they'll come back.
Not in 7, but I think they started that with Awakening on the 3DS.
Yeah. Well, I know at some point that it wasn't like that, but the newer stuff, it's the baby mode or easy mode or whatever. So I think it's one of those. I think it's one of those games where it benefits having permadeath on, just because. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sucks, but you find yourself in that situation where you're almost beating the game, and you're like, how do I do this? Like,
right.
Why am I?
Like I was on the last level of 3 houses, like on the last map, and I don't think I had lost any characters up to that point, but I couldn't have beat like that level without losing a couple of characters. So I kind of had to pick and choose who to lose.
Yeah.
Like kind of like throwing him out as cannon fodder, and like it just makes you care about your decision more than you would if you're like keeping your characters every level or every chapter. But super cool game.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I've given them a shot a couple times, but I've never been able to like to dive, just really get into it.
Yeah. All right.
But
are we on to you?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. It's about, I think it's about a time, and there's an ocarina involved.
Yeah. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, definitely all time. I know like Breath of the Wild is a better game, and there's been other, probably better games. I mean, Wind Waker's a really solid, really good Zelda game. But I think it was just the fact that, gosh, I was 7 or 8. I lived in Florida. I think I got my Game Boy first. I think Brittany got it for me for my birthday or something. And then my friend up the street had Zelda, had a Nintendo 64, and I'd go over there and play it all the time. And then, whenever I first got the Nintendo and got Zelda, it was just such an awesome experience to play. I think the biggest reason why is like because me and Mom would play it together, and she'd sit beside me and had the guidebook open, tell me what to do, and it was really hard, like for a kid, to beat these certain levels and stuff, certain bosses. And then like the greatest memory I have is when we were at the house, in Nottingham, and I think because I know when we lived in Florida, I was playing and I was fighting Volvagia or something like it was like it's like the fire dragon.
Yeah. When you're the one that goes into the ground and comes back up.
And I died, and I got pissed, and I slammed the controller on the ground and it erased the whole game. In hindsight, I mean, the boss is literally right next to the entrance, so I didn't even. It's not like I even had to go back and really do much. I was so pissed, and I was so upset when I deleted that game. And I think I started playing it again, and then when we moved from Florida, we were trying to get Epona again, and I mean the whole racing mechanic in that game wasn't great or whatever, but I just remember Mom like screaming because I couldn't do it, so she was like, "Give me the carrots!" It was so funny. But yeah, that whole game, just the music is phenomenal. Like that's the one thing I kind of wish. I really love Breath of the Wild, but like I missed like the dungeons they had.
Yeah.
I mean, because they had the 4 main like dungeons, but they were kind of weird. They weren't like
they weren't traditional in any way.
Yeah. And then then they had the shrines and stuff, which were kind of like little mini dungeons. But yeah, that's like the one thing I wish Breath of the Wild had more of. But yeah, the songs and just like going out into the field, like Hyrule Field at night, was super creepy.
Oh God, that was so scary.
And then when you fight the what are they called, the
undead?
No, they're called something different. They're like reanimated or something, or shoot. But like the little like
the Redeads,
yeah. Oh my God! And when they look at you and they scream, and you're like you're stuck, and then they jump on your back and like start eating your brain, whatever.
That was genuinely scary.
Yeah, it was pretty
like freaky.
Pretty scary. Yeah, just lots of cool memories about that game. It was so awesome, and I really do hope they move it on to the Switch, because I mean, the 3DS version was so cool. Like, it was so beautiful and stuff. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool to play it on the Switch again.
Yeah. So. Yeah, up-res a little bit.
Yep.
Get it looking good, and I'd play it again.
Yeah, I'd definitely hop back into that game again.
Yeah.
I think was cool. And then the sequel, Majora's Mask, was weird, but it was still cool.
Weird in the best way. Weird in the best way.
Yeah, it was such a strange game. Like,
yeah, they could have easily just done the Ocarina of Time too, Ocarina of Time too, and just kind of gone with it again.
Yeah, because that's when like the timeline split, because you have the kid version and you have the adult. So Zelda has a weird timeline, anyways. But
it's impossible to understand.
But yeah, if you want to comment below, tell us what your favorite game is of all time. And then if there's any topics that you want to, what we think the worst game of all time is, or doesn't even have to be that stuff. Just whatever like you think would be cool as like the topic of the week.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Most disappointing game of 2019 or.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, whatever y'all want to. If we see some good ones that we're interested in, we'll definitely use them. But but yeah, that's about the wrap of the first episode
of the podcast.
Yeah. Like I said, like the format may change. Just kind of depends on, there's other stuff we want to add in or stuff like that. But we're always open to suggestions and feedback and all that good stuff. I think maybe at some point I might create like an email for it, and that way people can send in their comments or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be pretty easy.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate everyone watching, and hopefully in the next couple of days I can get it edited and figure out how to add it to the RSS feed so you can listen to our sweet, sweet voices into your eardrums.
Sweet.
So yeah, appreciate everyone listening and watching. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, thank you everybody.